Hello, everybody. Okay, so I just want to make sure if someone can just drop a comment in the chat, make sure that the chat is working because if you've been on any of my webinars, you know that that's been an issue trying to get the chat working. If you guys have questions as I'm going through today, please, please, please make sure to put a question in your questions in the chat and I will get to them. And I want today to really be, actually, let me hit record here. Okay, so I want today to kind of be like a workshop. So feel free to get your computer out, follow along with me. We are going to do a lot of things today when it comes to building a lead magnet and then creating that ebook and then creating all of the automations to go along with it. So if you are on Done by One, you already have the lead magnets that I'm going to show you in your CRM. So it's just going to be a matter of tweaking it to whatever it is that you want to do, okay, in terms of what you're doing for your lead magnets. And really, you can create as many lead magnets as you want. But a few housekeeping, we will not be having a webinar next week. So just a reminder, next week is February 5th. I am doing a live 2-hour AI training class local in Bonita Springs, Florida. So if you are local here, make sure to come to that class. If you're not, it will not be recorded. So if you're not local, just remember we will not be having a lunch and learn next week. We will be picking up the following week, and then we're going all the way to March 26th. So a lot of different things on AI, and lead generation and stuff like that. But today we are going to build lead magnets. And I want you to think about what the whole point is of a lead magnet, right? So a lead magnet is going to be, it might not be getting a deal immediately. A lot of times in this, especially in the age of instant gratification, we do something and we think, oh, I'm going to get a deal right away. That's not necessarily true. What these lead magnets are going to do is help you build your database and then also nurture your database through automation. If you have the Done by One CRM, every single thing is in the CRM for you, but you need to tweak it to whatever you're going to be doing for your lead magnet, okay? If you are not in Done by One CRM and you want to get into the Done by One CRM, I put the link donebyone.ai in the chat so you can head on over there or send me an email or a DM afterwards. This is going to be recorded. So everybody that's on Done by One, all of these lunch and learns that we do every single week, as a reminder, they're in your portal. So you can go back and watch this as many times as you want because I do work fast. We only have an hour to get through this. And I do work fast. So I want to make sure that you're able to, see everything that I'm doing. And then what you can do is watch it when you're going to create your own and then stop it, work on whatever it is you're doing for the lead magnet, the landing page, the automation, and then continue on. So that's what these are meant to do, is really show you guys exactly how to generate more deals with the Done by One CRM. So let me share my screen here and we're just gonna hop right into it. We're gonna start with ChatGPT, okay? ChatGPT is going to be your best friend when it comes to this. And what I do is I create projects, and I know we've gone over this a lot. So you can see all of the different projects here. I just created one today called eBooks and Lead Magnets. And the reason why I want to create a project here is because then everything will stay in this project folder. The other cool thing, and I'm going to be in 2 weeks doing the whole training on ChatGPT, but the other cool thing is now there is group chats in ChatGPT. So if you're working on a project and you want your virtual assistant or somebody to be able to, hop in on that project, then you can share this with them, okay? If you look at some of my other projects, like look at my Facebook ads, right? You can see all of the different Facebook ads that I've done so that I can then go back into any of these Facebook ads and then reuse the ads. So that is the other great thing about projects, but there's going to be a whole other webinar on how to effectively use ChatGPT coming up, and that one will be in the next, I think, 3 weeks. So we are going to build out a lead magnet, an ebook, and a landing page with ChatGPT, Gamma, and Done by One CRM. I am going to also show you Lovable real quick today. Because if you're not on Done by One, then Lovable would be another option that you could use for your landing page. Now, the only thing about Lovable is you're not going to be able to do any of the automations, which is the whole point, right, of doing these lead magnets. It's getting people into your CRM and then following up with them systematically. So if whatever profession you're in, a lot of people on these webinars or in the CRM is real estate agents, title agents, insurance agents, mortgage loan officers. So whatever profession you're in, think about the type of leads that you want to get. And if somebody wants to throw, an idea in the chat of what you would want to see for a lead magnet, let me know. But I'm going to give you guys a couple of different ideas on for real estate, for mortgage. If you're in another profession and you want me to do an example for your profession, please put it in the chat so that I can do that for you. But let's do real estate first, right? Let's just say that you are going after for sale by owners. And for sale by owners are pretty easy to find, right? Because they're obviously advertising their home on their own. Maybe they have it out there on Zillow, who knows? But a lot of times a for sale by owner is looking to save the commission, right? That's why they're trying to do this on their own. And a lot of times they have the intention of listing it eventually with another real estate agent or with a real estate agent if they can't sell it on their own. The other thing that you can do for real estate is if you're going after expired listings. I mean, we are seeing like over 1,000 expired listings in 7 days, which is insane. So if you're working on expired listings, you can do an ebook that says, did your listing expire? Here are the top 10 reasons why your listing expired with the last agent. Or here are the top 10 reasons why your home didn't sell, right? So this is how you can then take that lead magnet. You can use email marketing, Facebook ads, text message marketing, personal outreach to these expired listings or for sale by owners, sending them your ebook, sending them your lead magnet, capturing their information, and getting them into your database. Let's use mortgage for an example. And like I said, if you guys want me to do one in your profession, throw it in the chat, but let's use mortgage for an example, right? So maybe you're working with seniors and you want to help seniors age in place and you are offering a reverse mortgage. So then what you can do is the top 10 things every senior must do to age in place. And then you can have information on reverse mortgages. Another thing that you can do on the mortgage side is for real estate investors. Maybe you do an ebook for the top 5 real estate loans for real estate investors. And since nobody put anything in the chat, that is actually the one that I am going to do because I do work a lot with real estate investors, and real estate investors do not know about all of these different products, right? So that is something that you can do for real estate. So think about your profession, and you can even play around with it with ChatGPT and asking, give me some different ideas. This is my profession. Give me some different ideas of lead magnets. I'm looking to grow my database and, get more people into my database to generate more leads and sales, right? So let's do the ebook. We're going to tell ChatGPT that I am creating an ebook for real estate investors, letting them know the top 5 mortgage loans that they have. And then I'm just going to tell it the loan. So fix and flip, DSCR, no ratio, non-recourse loans, or self-directed IRA, and hard money. Create an ebook. with a pain point. We always want a pain point, right? And catchy hook for real estate investors, letting them know about these loan products and that they do not require any income documentation and you can close in an LLC. Okay, so now ChatGPT is going to create this for us, and then what we're going to do is we are going to have it give us a prompt if we need to. It might just look good the way that it is, right? But if we needed to, we could give it a prompt for Gamma, right? Because now what we're going to do is copy and paste this into Gamma to create that ebook. Now, if I wanted to in my project do a separate one, right? Let's say I wanted to go on and do another one for expired listings. I'm not going to do it in the same thread right here. What I would do is go back, get out of the thread, go back into my ebook, and then do the one for expired listings. So that way it kind of separates all of them. So if I need to go back in and play around with it and stuff like that, it's already there. So, okay, let's take a look at this. So this is the investor's playbook. 5 mortgage loans every real estate investor should know that don't require income documents, introduction, the problem with financing. If you're we don't really want introduction. But if you're a real estate investor, you probably heard this before. A lot of this is going to be good for our landing page because ChatGPT is going to help us with the landing page. So we have fix and flip, the solution. Okay, so let's say that we want to create an ebook prompt for Gamma with all of this information. Okay. I'm not going to get too, if you guys have been on any of my webinars, you know that I'm pretty much like I do not have analysis paralysis. I just get stuff out there. So I'm sure it's going to look good. So this is giving us the copy and paste prompt for Gamma. So what I'm going to do is, let's see here. Once it's done, we're going to go over to Gamma and we're just going to plug this right into Gamma and see what it comes up with. Let's take a look at Gamma while we're here. So, and while that's finishing up. So as we're in Gamma, there's a couple of different things that we can do. We can generate just from like a one-line prompt, a document. We can paste in text. This is the one that I use the most. So it will create a PDF or a PowerPoint or whatever from notes or an outline. We can use a template or we can import a file. So let's just say that you have a listing presentation, you're in real estate and you want to make it look better, right? You can import your current listing presentation into Gamma and then just tell it what you want to do, that you want to make it look better. So right now though, what we're going to do is we are going to do paste in text. So we're going to put all of the outline that ChatGPT just did here. So I'm going to go back up here and the investor's playbook, create a hive, We're just going to copy and paste all of this. And it's giving me a pro tip here. So once Gamma builds this, I recommend export as a PDF. Yes, we already know about that. And add a branded cover, which is a great idea. So we will get that branded cover also. But let's go into Gamma. I'm going to just paste this right in here. Okay. And we are going to generate from notes. So turn rough ideas, bullet points, or outlines into beautiful content. We're going to continue. And then on the side here, we can decide like what we want it to look like. And then if we had our own images, so if you guys were on the Gamma webinar I did a couple of weeks ago, I could not figure out how to get rid of these AI images. I finally figured that out now. So I will show you guys once we get over how you can upload your own images into here. But this is what we have here. So I'm going to pick the Tranquil one. I haven't used that one yet. I do like this black one a lot. I've used Sage a lot. I've never used this one, so let's see how this looks. and then you can choose what type of image you want here. So I'm just going to click stick with the photo. And if we can also say if we want it to be professional, clean, whatever. So let's just add professional and I'm going to click on generate. So all we have done so far is given a simple prompt and then copy, paste, right? So we took what ChatGPT did, and now here it is going to give us this ebook. We're 15 minutes into this, actually less than that, and we are already going to have our ebook in like probably in 1 minute. So this is the power of AI. This is how literally you can do everything so quick now, and just any idea that you have can be done like that, which is what I love. So it's doing this whole little ebook thing. Now we could also, if we wanted to make it shorter, it looks like it's giving us a very long ebook. I don't know who's going to read this whole thing, but it doesn't matter, right? The whole point of this is getting this ebook for whatever your profession is, getting that out there to the world, right? People can't have a copy of it until they give you their name, phone, and email. And then it's going into your CRM, which is then going to automatically follow up with you. I'm sorry, follow up with them. Like if you are a property manager, 10, for short sale rentals, you can do top 10 tips every investor needs to know about Airbnb, whatever, right? So you want to have something along the lines of, now this is doing chapters. We could have also created a page, and maybe we'll do that also. Maybe you just wanted a 2-page PDF instead of it going into this giant ebook. I don't know how long this is going to be, but it looks like it's going to be a very long ebook, which is awesome, right? I mean, this you could probably charge for. I don't know if you guys have seen, and I'll show you what I'm doing also. This is just, well, this is doing this. I'm going to give you guys another idea. A lot of people out there are creating these ebooks, creating these PDFs, creating these checklists, and they're charging for them, right? They're charging like as little as $10. But if you're sitting on the couch at night watching TV and you're scrolling through Facebook or Instagram or whatever, and you see an ad that says top 5 ways you can buy a home without showing income, um, get my ebook now, and you go to that page and the ebook is $9.99, $10, right? And with one click, bam, it's in your email. Most of the people are going to do that. And that's how a lot of people are also making extra money. So if you are in Done by One and you want to do something like that, right? Start charging for these little ebooks that you have. You guys have the capability to do that. So while this is pulling up, I'm just going to show you this courses.donebyone.ai. So this is what I've created with Done by One, which are my courses. I have the bundle, right? Of how to use ChatGPT like a pro, which we're going to be going over, how to use the Dad's framework and how to create your own GPT, and then how to create your AI clone for $97. Use ChatGPT like a bro. This one's 27, this one's 47, this one's 27. I could have different ones. This is the membership for 47. So when they click on it, right, it's going to take them to a checkout page. This is about our membership. So if you guys wanted to start doing that with Done by One, you have the capability to create these landing pages, create these, hold on one second, create these little offers, right? That's then going to take them to a checkout page and then give them access to your course. So just something to think about if you guys did want to add, another way to make money. I know a lot of people are doing stand store and stuff like that, but you don't need that. You have everything for you right here in the CRM. Okay, so here's our ebook that it created. Now, like I said, I don't have analysis paralysis. I am not going to go through here. I mean, I probably will just to make sure like it's not using any wrong information, but you can now add by Danielle Damianov, by, whatever your name is. You can add it like you were the author of this ebook. So why traditional financing wasn't built for you, the investor's dilemma. I love this. This is awesome. Traditional banks versus investor-friendly lending. Love it, love it, love it. Love the before and after picture because fix and flip loans really can take something like this and turn it into something like this. And the best thing about our fix and flip loans is it's only a 10% down payment, no income is needed. So it goes through all of this. This looks awesome. Then it talks about the DSCR loans. Perfect. Now, as I mentioned before, if you wanted to change anything or change any of the pictures, right? So like, let's just say I wanted to change this picture here. I just double click on the picture. I can give it a prompt if I want it to be AI, or look at this is like a foreclosure auction, which is what I love. Um, or you can just click here, which is what I couldn't figure out before. And then you can upload an image that you have on your computer. You can also upload a QR code, right? Maybe you want the QR code to take them to your website, your mortgage lending website, for example, in this in this example or whatever. So that's how you can go ahead and change the images or give it a prompt to create different AI images. So I'm not going to, for sake of time, I'm just going to show you guys at the end, like what we can do instead of me going through this entire thing right now. At the end, if you wanted to add your contact information, like right here, we have real estate investment financing guide. We're going to change that because that is not, my name. So I would put the QR code there, or I would just add another image, or I can just delete it all together and I can put Danielle Damianov, my mortgage license, my email, and my website. Okay, so now that we have the ebook, there's a couple of different things that we can do with this, right? So if I click on share, I have the option to export this as a PDF, turn this into a PowerPoint. I'm not going to turn it into pictures because that does not make any sense. I can post this directly to LinkedIn, but I don't want to do that. Remember, we want to capture people's information and then give them this ebook once we get their information. But one of the things that I really do like also is that we can embed this. So if I click here, I can copy this embed code and then I can go to something like Flipbook or Issue or something like that if I wanted to create a flipbook with this. The other thing I can do is create a flipbook on my landing page. So I'm not going to do that right now. We are going to save this as a PDF so that way I can show you guys exactly how to get it on the landing page and then how to set up your automations. This embed code is awesome. So for now, all I'm going to do is export this to a PDF. So we have our ebook. Ebook is done. That was amazing. Go back to ChatGPT and I'm going to say, I am creating, let me stop here real quick. I might want to create a branded cover for this ebook. So that is something that I can do either with the images in ChatGPT or I can do it in Gemini. I've been having a lot of good luck with Gemini with my pictures. So that is something that you can also do. But what I'm going to do is I am now creating a high converting lead magnet landing page. Create the hero section and all the information needed for this landing page. Has anybody heard of Frank Kern? If you have heard of Frank Kern, please put a 1 in the chat. If you have not heard of Frank Kern, then put a 2. I just want to know who here has heard of Frank Kern. Create a hero section needed for this ebook to generate interest and more leads. Okay, nobody has heard of Frank Kern. Frank Kern is one of Google him or look him up on YouTube. He is a master marketer. He has done a course on how to use these high converting landing pages. And one of the strategies that he talks about is going into Facebook groups, doing a little blurb, like let's just say you're in real estate investment groups for the sake of this landing page here, doing a little Facebook post that says, "Hey everyone, I have an ebook of the top 5 loans for real estate investors with little money down and no income needed. Comment investor, below, and I'll send you my ebook," or whatever. And then adding the landing pages into those Facebook groups. This is something that you can have a virtual assistant do for you. I know that for sale by owners, there's a lot of different places that for sale by owners are in, right? So now what you want to do is get your landing page out to as many people as you possibly can. And you can also run Facebook ads for your landing page, top 5 loans for real estate investors, or do a boost the post or whatever, and then they will give the information, download the ebook. In the Facebook post, all of that can also be done Done by One CRM. So here we have the hero section above the fold, the five investor loans banks don't want you to know about. I love that. Here's another option. Stop letting banks kill your deals. Here's the sub headline. So I'm going to go over into Done by One. Okay. These are different landing pages that I've already done. So this is a 90-day. This is how one of the landing pages will look, right? You guys have access to this in your CRM. I'm going to show you guys how to edit this. Here is another simple one. This is the one that Frank Kern uses. So this is a very, very simple, very simple call to action. So you can decide which one you want to do. All of this will be customized for, you will be able to customize all of this. Both of these should be in your account. I personally like this one better, right? So if we're going to use this one, what I'm going to do is go back to ChatGPT. I'm going to click my primary headline. I like the top one. How real estate investors buy properties without income docs or DTI stress. That's a good one. I like this, stop letting banks kill your deals. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to paste it here. Now it's black, right? So I need to just highlight this entire thing and turn it white or pink or whatever color, right? And then I like the stop letting banks kill your deals. I'm just going to copy this here. I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to put that here. And I like the pink. So I'm going to highlight that. Pink. Probably want to make it bold. Yes. Okay. So then I'm going to go back here. So now it's saying to discover the exact loan programs real estate investors use to buy, flip, and scale, even if you're self-employed, right? So I'm going to take this. Tell me this is not like the simplest thing you'd ever done. It is extremely simple to now generate more leads. I'm going to go with the pink again. And let's see what it says over here. Traditional power statement. Traditional banks aren't built for real estate investors. This free guide. We're going to copy that here. Perfect. Okay. And I'm going to make this white. So most of you guys, and see this little dash here? We always want to get rid of that because that's how people know it's ChatGPT, because ChatGPT loves doing that dash. I'm also going to just take this and I'm going to make it, let me see, on the side here. Like this. I like it better when it's kind of like this. I can do the same thing here. Oops, let me just move this. I want to take this out, the dash. And then that's perfect. Traditional banks aren't built for real estate investors. This free guide reveals investor. So I want to highlight free because that is important. This free guide reveals investor-friendly loan options designed for speed. Sign up here, the button. So I'm going to show you guys in a minute what we're doing. I'm going to change this to download your free guide. Okay, so download your free guide here. Now, what we need to do is create a form. I'm going to change this button to download guide. You always want to make sure that the free guide here. You always want to make sure that there's multiple spots for them to download, right? Their free guides, okay? So now when I go down here, what you'll get, we're going to go back over to ChatGPT. We want to get the free investor loan guide here. That's actually what we can put on the button. So let's just delete this. I think that looks better. And then let's go over here. We're going to take this. I'm just going to copy this. You guys get the point, right? So I don't necessarily have to go through this entire thing because I want to show you. Now, if I like this little pink button, I'm going to just delete that, or the pink check mark. I'm going to copy over that. Actually, I don't think I can. There's got to be a way that I can copy that. I'll have to figure that out and show you after. But no income tax, no tax returns. So why this is best for investors. Okay, go over to ChatGPT. Now, see where it says subtext under the button, instant download, no spam, just strategies at work. I'm going to go back over here, and if I go to the button, see how it says subtext here? I can put that there. And then I can go up to this button here and put that there. So I'm not going to finish. You guys get the point. Does anybody have any questions right now before I move on to how to set up this automation so that when they get the landing page, they're going to be able to go and download everything. So what I will do eventually, not right now, just for sake of saving time, because I think you guys understand this whole thing now, right? Is I will just finish going through here. And like what's inside this book, that will come down here. So I would just put what's inside this book. Copy here. And if anybody has any questions, put it in the chat right now. And then we can see this is all black. We're going to change this to white. What's inside the book? And this inside this free guide, blah, blah, blah. Take this, go over here. Okay, we got to change the font. Okay, and I'm going to make this bold and bigger because it's a little. There. Okay, now if I wanted to make the font bigger, I can go over here and go to 20 to make it bigger. One thing I want to point out is that this is on desktop. We are editing this on the desktop. You do need to double check and make sure it looks good for mobile. So if I click on mobile, I need to go through and make sure everything that I have here is also on mobile because most of the people are going to be checking this on mobile, not on desktop, right? So in order to make sure it's on mobile, you're going to click over here. And you can see that both of these are checked, desktop and mobile right here. So they're both checked. So it should be showing up on both. If you have an issue, which sometimes we do, you need to get with support. So this little pink button right here is live support, live chat support. So if you click here, it's going to show an AI chat agent. All you have to do is ask for a live agent, sometimes a couple of times, and a live agent is going to come on and they will be there to help answer any questions that you have. Okay, so I'm going to move along. I'm not going to finish this landing page right now, but you can see how simple and easy it is. One of the things, what we're going to be doing next is we're going to create a form so that when people click here, we're going to come back to this landing page in a second. When people click here or here, a pop-up is going to, a form is going to pop up. They're going to put their information into the form. And then you can do two different things. You can either have them automatically download the PDF, or you can email them the PDF, which I am going to be showing you how to email them the PDF, because you want them now in your CRM and you want them now in your ecosystem, and they're opting in to get emails from you. So now what you're going to do is be able to nurture them with every other thing that you're doing, right? So what we need to do is go over into, I'm going to go to the automation section of Done by One. If you were, I like to work with several tabs. So I'm in Done by One. You can see here, I'm working on the landing page, but I also have the automation section up over here. Okay. So first thing we need to do is create a form. So I'm going to click on sites. I'm going to click on forms, and I'm going to go to add a form. Now, if you have a folder, like we can see right here, Done by One, lead magnet, and courses, I'm going to put my form in here, because then I know in this folder, this is where all of my forms are for all of my different lead magnets and landing pages. And as you can see, I have a lot of them. So I'm going to click into the folder. I am going to add a form. I always do start from scratch. You can also check out the templates if you want, but I just want a simple form: name, email, phone. That's it. So once I click here, I am going to go over here and I am going to call this investor loan ebook. Okay. We have the first name, we have the last name, we have the phone, we have the email. If you look at the asterisk next to phone and email, what that means is that that field is required. If you do not want that field to be required, then you have to just uncheck it, so that way it's not going to be a required field. Okay. Um, Now these two things basically say the same. So before they changed the way that this looks now, right now we would have to delete this entire thing. I have to figure out, and I will send you guys another email on how, oh no, wait, sorry, let me just do this. How we just delete one, right? Because we don't want both of these here. So we need to just delete one of these opt-ins, so that way we don't have both of them there. I'll do another video to show you, because they've made a lot of changes to everything, and this is one of the changes. Before, on the side, we used to be able to just get rid of one of them. And unfortunately, it's not coming up like that right now. So right here where it says button, we want to change the name, right? So it's no longer going to be button. It's going to be get your guide. Let's just go back here and get the free investor loan guide. I'm going to copy that and plug that in there. Now let me see my settings here. I like I showed you before, things to be centered. So I'm just going to do it like that. I'm going to move it over in the center. If I want to change the button, if I wanted to change the color of the button, all of that, I can do that right here. Okay. So get the free investor loan guide. Always make sure that you are clicking save multiple times, because the last thing you want to do is do all of this and then have, oh, here, okay. This is how we're going to delete this. So we are going to go in and then just delete this here. So now we only have one, and then you can change it. So by checking this box, I consent. This is very important that you have this. And I'm going to delete this because it's going to come up. So I'm just going to put my business name in here, from Done by One and Grow Funding Group. Okay. And click on save. So now we have the form. We want to make sure that we are in the settings. Once they submit the form, what is the message that they're getting? We don't want them to get, "We appreciate your feedback," right? So we need to change that here. Thanks so much. And then we can say, if you have any more questions about investment property loans or want to receive our off-market investment property lists each week, send me a DM. Okay. So that is what we want to make sure that we're changing. So when they submit the form, that is the message that they're going to be getting. If you are running Facebook ads, you want to put your Facebook pixel here. So that way, anytime somebody that has been in this form or been on your landing page, they are now going to get retargeting ads. So if you are going to run Facebook ads and retarget to people, you want to make sure that you're always adding your Facebook pixel. So that way it's now going to show ads to these people again because they have been on your page. And then if you click on submission, when you go back, like if you ever wanted to see who has filled out this form, this is in the submission tab. This is where you'll see all of the different people that filled out the form. Okay. So I'm just going to click save. This is the investor loan ebook. And I am going to go back to our landing page. This is the form right here. So I'm going to just click on delete. If I want to add the form there, I can. Or what I can also do is add a QR code. So if I click on form, I'm going to click here. These are all of my different forms. I'm just going to find the one we just did, investor loan ebook. And the form now shows up on the landing page right there. Okay. If I wanted to, I'm going to show you guys a QR code in a second. I'm going to click here. This is the button. What do I want to have happen when they click on this button? I want a pop-up to happen and then it will be the form. Right now I have it going to a website. So if I click on my button actions, it's saying, what do you want to have happen? These are all of the different options. They can just download the ebook when they click on that. They can open the pop-up, which is what we just did with the form. I'm going to show you that in a second. But these are all of the different things that they can do. So I'm going to click on open pop-up. Okay. I'm going to click save. And then I'm going to go to this one also. I'm going to have that one be open pop-up. I'm going to click on save. And I'm going to go over here and I'm going to create a new pop-up, right? So this is the wrong form. So we have to put the right form in here. Create new pop-up. This one we're deleting. And we're going to add the form. Where did it go? Okay, form. And it is going to be the investor loan ebook. So when people now come here, they click on download the free guide, they're going to enter their name, phone, email, get the free loan investor guide, and then we're going to set up the automation right now. I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay. So we're almost done. So in less than 40 minutes, we have created an ebook with ChatGPT and Gamma. We have now created a landing page, right? And a lot of you guys might be thinking, well, I don't want to do all of this, and that's fine. You can have a virtual assistant do it for you. All you have to do is share this video and say, this is what I want done. And then you don't even have to worry about it, which is typically what I do, right? So I'm just showing you guys what can be done with all of this and how to generate more business. But if you do not want to be doing this, then you just have your virtual assistant do it for you. So now we have the forms here. The last thing that we have to do is set up the automation, because when they click here and the form pops up, right, we need to make sure that they are getting an email with all of that stuff. So I'm going to go back into done by one. If you want them to enter into a pipeline, these are all of my different pipelines that I have going on here. If you want them to enter into your pipeline, then that would be the trigger, which I'll show you guys in a minute. You don't have to have them in a pipeline, but if you did want them in a pipeline, so you can kind of see exactly who, filled out the form for the investor loan ebook, then you would just create a pipeline here for that. but I'm going to go into the automation. Let me see. I think I had it up. No, didn't. Okay, so I'm going to go into automations and we can see these are all of my different automations that I have going on. So if I wanted to create a folder for investor loan ebook, I could do that. But I already have a folder for lead magnets. So these are all of the different lead magnets that I'm doing. This is the lead magnet workflow. If you're in Done by One, I put this in your account. So you should have this automation already in your account. All you have to do is tweak it for what you want. So what I'm going to do here, this little tab, it's saying that this is the automation when they fill out courses.donebyone.ai. I'm going to get rid of that because that's not what this automation is for. Once you guys have a workflow down, you can then just create you can just copy the workflow. So every single time, so I copied this workflow from another automation. So I'm going to just add this here and just say this is the automation. This is so we don't forget, especially when we have so many landing pages and automations and ebooks and so many different virtual assistants working for us and stuff like that. We have to remind everybody and remind everybody what things are for. So this is the automation for the investor loan ebook. Okay. So what is the trigger? Well, the trigger is going to be when they fill out that form, right? Another trigger could be if you sent an email to somebody, or, these are all of the different triggers that can happen. So if you had a survey, if you had a Facebook lead form because you're running Facebook ads, it can trigger this automation. So what I would do and suggest you do is kind of go through the triggers, and this will give you a lot of different ideas on how you can promote this ebook, right? How will this automation, when does this automation start? Well, it starts for us when that form is filled out. So I'm going to change the 90-day stay top of mind to the investor loan ebook. I'm going to save the trigger. Just make sure you're constantly saving because, like I said, the last thing you want to do is work on something and have it not save. So when they fill out the form, what is the next thing that's going to happen? Well, we're going to create a contact in the CRM. So now we have a contact with their full name, email, and phone, right? Then we want to add a tag. We're going to add a tag because now what they're going to do is be in our CRM and they're going to start to get all of the other things. If we're doing email marketing and text message marketing, you can add them to a Facebook custom audience. So there's so many different things that you can do with your people once they're in your CRM. So I'm going to get rid of this 90-day checklist tag. I do not have a tag yet for investor loan ebook. So I'm just going to do investor loan ebook, right? And since that is not in here, you can see we're going to create add new tag. So now this is my investor loan ebook tag. I'm going to save it. Okay. There's no course that they're going to get. So I'm just going to delete this here. Now they're going to get an email. So I'm going to go back to ChatGPT and I'm going to say, and if we look at this automation, we have an email, another email, and we could even do a text message. I'll show you guys how to add a text message. So I'm going to go back to ChatGPT and I'm going to say, create an email that they receive once they fill out the form for the investor loan ebook. The ebook will be attached. And also I like an SMS. I like emojis, so I'm gonna say use emojis because I do like emojis in my emails and text messages. So let's see what ChatGPT does. Investor loan ebook delivery. Your investor loan playbook is here. Perfect. Just gonna copy this and figure out what tab has my automation going on here. So in the email, a couple of things. First of all, I like putting somebody's name in the subject line. So I'm going to click here on this little paper clip. I'm going to go contact first name. Okay. And I'm just going to copy what ChatGPT just said. My location, name, and email. This is where it's coming from. And I am going to get rid of this. I am going to ChatGPT. It says, hi there, your investor loan playbook is ready. Da, da, da. If you already have a deal in mind. So this is an optional if we want to add this. I am going to add that. I like that. So I'm just going to copy this here. I'm going to go over here. I like using the contact's first name, right? So hi, contact, first name, and then copy that. I like the hand, so we'll keep that. Get rid of this here. And then your investor loan playbook is ready. I'm going to get rid of this comma. I've attached your free ebook. I'm going to show you guys how to attach it. The investor playbook, 5 mortgages, blah, 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 what you'll discover inside. This guide was created for real estate investors. Now, I did like this additional ChatGPT. If you already have a deal in mind or want help choosing the right loan strategy, I'm happy to help. So we're going to use this in the email as well. So that we got that there. Reply to this email, blah, blah, blah. If you already have a deal in mind, get rid of these little lines. Okay, looks good. So we are now going to attach right here the ebook. Click on add attachment. Here we go. Save. Now don't forget to save the action here. And you'll notice that this is in draft mode. We did not publish this yet, right? So this is still in draft mode. Once we have everything working the way we want, then we're going to have to go ahead and publish it. But I want to also add a text message here. So I'm going to click on the little plus button and I'm going to go into this search and say send SMS, right? And I'm going to go back to ChatGPT and we'll just take the first one. Once again, we want hi, contact, first name. Copy that. Your investor e-loan book is on its way. Now I want to tell it, so it says check your email to download it and see how investors buy properties with no income tax and low financing. Please check spam just in case. Reply deal if you want here help picking the right loan. Let's just also say or access to off-market properties. Talk soon, Danielle. I'm going to add my website here so they have it. Okay, so now we got the text message, we have the email, the text. Now this is waiting. So now we're going to wait 5 minutes. Let's wait a day, right? Let's just wait 1 day and make sure that they got it. And I'm going to show you something with there. So here's the email. Let's have ChatGPT do a follow-up email and SMS just to make sure they received the ebook. Okay. Is everybody still with me here? Yes, I do have people still with me. Okay, perfect. So in the second email, you can put like your from name from email if you want to, or you can do location name or email, or in the settings, what you can also do is if you put the sender details here, you don't have to fill that out in the builder. One of the things that I would suggest doing is clicking on stop on response. Why you want to click on stop on response is because if they respond and say, oh, thank you so much for, the ebook or whatever, you're not going to now send them that reminder the next day. This automation is going to stop when they respond to you. Okay. So now I'm going to pick a number here that this is going to come from. I'm going to go back to the builder and go to my email. Let's go back to ChatGPT. We got a quick check. Did you receive it? Perfect. So we're just going to send another quick follow-up email. And I'm going to get rid of this here. We're going to add this email here. I don't even, let's see. Okay, save. We're going to also add an SMS because we just want to also text them real quick. And we want to make sure that they're checking spam, especially if you guys are in Done by One and you have a new account. It takes a little bit for your emails to start ending up in the inbox. And I will tell you that I have a lot of messages in my spam from top of the top, like Tony Robbins, right? Like their emails are not even ending up in my inbox. They're ending up in promotions, spam, stuff like that. So just because your emails are ending up in spam, eventually they will start to end up in the inbox, but it's not just you, it's everybody. So don't worry, but we want to make sure that they understand that they got to check their spam. So just checking in, did you receive the investor loan ebook I sent? If not, reply resend and I'll send it right over. Please don't forget to check spam. And then I'm just going to put Danielle D. Okay. So now we got this text message going out. It's following up a day later. We have an internal notification via email and text. The reason why I have this is because I want to know who's downloading this ebook so I can so I can keep track of it, right? So it is going to, when somebody fills out the form and this automation happens, it is going to do an internal notification. Now, I might want to move, I would probably move this internal notification to have this be one of the very first things that happens. So one of the things that I want you guys to know, and that is, so I'm just going to right here put investor loan ebook form build out. And then contact first name, submitted the form and for the investor loan ebook for investor loan ebook. Okay. And then also right here, I have a text message, submitted the form for investor loan ebook. That way I know, but honestly, this should not be here. This should be up there. And I think that there's a way to move it, but I don't want to worry about this right now. The reason why I think it should be up there is because this happens in order. So the form fills out, a contact is created, a tag is created, an email goes out to them with the ebook, then a text message, then it's going to wait a day, send another email, send another text, and then do these internal notifications. Those should be at the top. And then this is another wait, 24 hours, and another email. I'm just going to get rid of these two. So I'm going to click here and I'm going to delete all actions from here. Click on delete, and that's it. So everything now looks good. So I would just click on publish. I'm going to change the name. So it's not lead magnet workflow. It is going to be lead magnet workflow investor loan ebook. Okay, there we go. So in an hour, what we just did, like I said, if you're in Done by One, go back and watch this again or send it to your virtual assistant. Remember, it's in all of the Lunch and Learn. So every week when we do a Lunch and Learn, these webinars are recorded for you or somebody on your team, such as a virtual assistant, to be able to do this stuff for you because you're busy. And, I always suggest doing it myself a couple of times so that I know where the errors are. I'll give you an example. I have an issue right now with some of my checkouts on my products, and I know how to fix it, right? So I have a virtual assistant doing this stuff for me, but I know how to fix that problem. So I would suggest figuring out stuff on your own so that way you know where the problem is and how to fix it, and then have somebody else do it for you. So what we have just done was we created a landing page, which I am going to, finish tweaking at some point, that looks like this. When they click here, a form, why is this not working? A form should be popping, oh, because it's not published. Okay, a form pops up. Let me click here again. So we do need to publish it, right? And we do want to connect it to a domain. Let me show you real quick. And I know we're at 1 o'clock, but I want to show you real quick one of the things that you can do with a QR code. So we have this here, right? This is what it looks like. I'm going to have to make sure this button works. I'm going to fix all of this. What's inside the ebook? Who's it for? I'm going to fix that, how it works, blah, blah, blah. We got the form here. So if I do Danielle D and I put my number and then an email, check the box, get the free guide. It then takes me to that page that I showed you guys how to fill out. See how it says get the 90-day system to stay top of mind? We have to change that on that form. So I'm just testing it right now, but I'm sure it now created a contact in the CRM and it has already sent me the email with the PDF. Now, if you do not want to get a domain for this, right, and you just want to use this long link, what you can do is click on preview, take the long link here. So you're going to copy it, go back to Done by One CRM. You're going to go to Sites. You're going to go to QR codes and you're going to create a QR code. So you can create two separate QR codes, right? You can create a QR code with just the form. So you can put the QR code on your ebook that says download the ebook here. And then they click on the QR code, the form pops up, and that whole automation triggers again. Because remember, the automation gets triggered when they fill out the form. Or if you want to have the QR code go to the landing page, you're just going to click on QR code. Let me show you how simple this is. These are all of the different options. So I am going to name this QR code as Investor Ebook. And then right here, do I want it to go to a website? Do I want it to go to like a Google My Business review link or Facebook link? Do I want it to go to a form? What do I want it to do? So I'm going to click on website. I'm going to click next. I'm going to put the website here. Okay. I'm going to click next. And then I can change the colors. If I have a logo that I want to put in the middle, I can put a logo. Maybe this QR code is for follow me on Facebook. You can put the Facebook logo there, right? So for me, you guys, if you see my colors, I'm very much into the pink and green. So this is how I can change that. I can change the dot colors. I can change the circles. I can change the shape of the circles. Maybe I want them to be round instead. How do I want this dot pattern to be? Do I want to upload my logo? If I click save, right, then it's going to be saved. And this is right now going to that form. So I can download this as a PDF or a picture, and then I can put that on my ebook. So if I were to download, let's just click there, click save here. And maybe I want to just start emailing out my investor loan ebook. Then I would go back over to Gamma and I would go back to my ebook, scroll to the end. And here where I put my information, I can then just get rid of this and I can upload that QR code and it can say, scan the QR code to, whatever, go to the landing page or whatever you want to put there. So anyways, so now I have my investor loan ebook here, right? So that is how you can then create the QR code. So if anybody has any questions, I know that this was a long, we went a little over today, but that is how you create landing pages. That is how you create the ebooks. That is how you create the automations. And that is how you create lead magnets. So now once you have the lead magnet, you are able to go and use this literally like month after month, year after year. It never has to change. So once you have a lead magnet, now what you want to do is get out into those Facebook groups, or, if you're networking, you can even put the QR code on the back of your business card, whatever you want to do. But think about what types of leads you're looking to generate. And then you're going to use ChatGPT to create your lead magnet, your landing page, and all of the automations in the CRM. If you guys do not have Done by One CRM and you want Done by One CRM, go to donebyone.ai.com or send me a message and I will send you the information on that. And if you are in Done by One CRM, then watch this, rewatch this, send it to your VA, and start using this for lead magnets to generate more business. So that's it. If does anybody have any questions? I haven't seen any questions. I know I kind of go through things pretty quickly. But if nobody has any questions, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Just remember there's no lunch and learn next week. So we will not have a lunch and learn next week. We will pick up the week after. And a lot of my lunch and learns are going to be done from Europe because I am going to Europe in 2 weeks. And I will be over there for probably a month and a half. So you'll see all of my travels, from over there. But anyways, I hope you guys are doing great. Have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.